Welcome back to all of my subscribers. I thank you so much for your time, love, and support. And if you happen to be new around here, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Jennifer, and here on Busy Being Mom, my mission is to inspire you to be happy, live full, and love life. And today, I am sharing with you my vision for 2017. I'm sharing with you my vision board, and I'm breaking down the categories and how I went about putting it all together. So last year I put together a vision board, but that vision board incorporated more of my long-term goals. I had some short-term goals incorporated with that vision board, but it was primarily sort of my big goals and my long-term goals, a lot of visuals that represent those things. But this year for 2017, I wanted to create a vision board that primarily focused on those things that I would like to see manifest, those things that I would like to see happen in my life this year. So I came up with 11 categories. So the first thing I did was gather my supplies. I have three children, ages 16, 9, and 7. And so we have quite a bit of supplies already here in our home. And so I went through some of the foam boards that we already have, and I picked out a foam board that I thought would work out for me. And I chose a foam board because with the foam boards, if I decide to use push pins or anything like that, they're a little more sturdy than the regular poster boards. In my old vision board, I primarily printed pictures from the computer, so the whole thing was black and white. But for this year, I wanted to incorporate more color and more excitement. That's just how I was feeling for this year. And so, along with my vision board that has a blue background, I decided to pick out some magazines, and I went to a thrift store, and I picked out a nice little bundle of magazines, and they were 69 cents. But get this, they were also 50% off at the thrift store. So they had a ton of them. So I went through those magazines and picked out some that had some of the images that I thought I might want to incorporate on my board. And so with that, I had my foam board, I had my magazines, and so from there, I only needed to have tape and scissors. Okay, so now I'm gonna go through each image and explain why I chose to use certain images and also how I actually have the board organized. Okay, so the focal point of my vision board is right here at the top center. Right here, I have the word power, and inside of the word power, I have my name, Jennifer. I really love this because it reminds me of the power inside of me. It reminds me of the power working in my life. And so when my eyes are attracted to this area, I find it to be very empowering to remember the power that is within me. Right beneath power and my name, I have make it happen and do your thing. The next section of my vision board is right over here, and this is kind of where it starts. Up here I have be happy, live full, love life, and this is something that I say on practically every video, and I use this as a motto for my life. Be happy, live full, love life, and it just reminds me to embrace my passions, and it reminds me to choose to be happy. And right over here, I have photos of myself. I have this photo here and this photo here, and I chose these photos because I feel like these smiles are just genuine smiles, and when I see myself smile every day when I look at this board, it's very encouraging, and it just reflects a smile back to me. I love this right here. It says life is rich, and when I see that right beside my mouth, it reminds me of making that confession, life is rich, but it also reminds me that my life is rich. So when I see life is rich beside my photo, it reminds me that my life is rich and to continue to make that confession. Right here is another photo of myself, And I have these words beneath each photo. Right here, this says serve. And here I have give. I have serve and give. And I put that there in this particular part of the board because I want to be more intentional this year with my giving and with serving. I want to be more intentional with giving and serving. And these things I place right beside my face because it just does something for me to see my face and with these powerful statements around my face, and particularly since I'm smiling on these pictures. Right here under Life is Rich, this is actually a picture of a Bible to remind me to study the Word of God and to take some time every day to feed myself with the Word. And I have a Bible goal as well. Okay, so this actually is another section. And if you see here, it says great style. And I included a style section because I am in a season of life where I actually enjoy getting dressed up. I actually enjoy taking the time to get myself together every day. Even if I don't have anything in particular to do, I just enjoy taking the time to pull myself together. I just feel empowered by doing that. So over here, I have great style and I have feel gorgeous because I want to remind myself to feel gorgeous. And this picture here is not a picture of me, but when I see that face, it reminds me of the beauty within. It's just such a radiant photo. And I know some people don't like to include illustrations or photos of other people on their board, and I definitely understand that. But for me, the way my heart interprets this is just like this says, feel gorgeous. It actually is reflective. It actually translates in my mind and heart for reminding myself to feel gorgeous. Not that I want to look like this person, but just reminding myself to feel gorgeous, to acknowledge my own personal beauty. This is a silhouette of a hot red dress, and it reminds me to embrace my femininity, to take some time to take care of myself. And these images, it's all about for me with the images is what these images represent to me, what I see in these images. Same thing with this particular image here. I love this because when I see this, I just think fierce. It just reminds me to just embrace being fierce and being feminine and just pulling myself together and using my femininity and using my style, great style, as a tool of empowerment in my life. And down here, I have this body is made for Va Va Voom. And I just thought that was so fun to remind me that I am a woman. I'm not just a mother, but I am a woman. So this body is made for Va Va Voom. Over here, this is, let's go up here to this section. This is a section right here under Do Your Thing. Do Your Thing leads into a section that illustrates some things that I want to do in my life, whether it be career or ministry. So this illustration here is reminds me of completing my manuscript. I mentioned in my life update that I am working on a manuscript and I've been working on it for a while. And this year, my intention is to complete that manuscript. So when I see this young lady here smiling in front of her laptop, it just reminds me to enjoy this process of creating this manuscript. And here, this looks like to me, looks like a manuscript. And when I see that, it reminds me of writing the manuscript and being finished with the manuscript and taking it out to shop around to agents. And that is definitely where I want to be this year. Complete working on it and completing it. And this reminds me of a cover of a novel or a book. It reminds me of a book cover. And so I put those three together because those three images for me are quite powerful. And right across from that imagery, I see my smiling face. And so, all of that, the way that I take it and the way that I interpret it, is very empowering and reminds me to stay the course, to stay the course, to stay the course, and to continue to push forward on the vision that has been given to me. Over here, I have money and an illustration of money. I want to see more income come into my life. I want to earn more money. And so that, I really love that. Just the money, just an abundance of money. That's when I see that, I just think of abundance. Over here, I love this picture here. This is actually lights. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a lighting setup. And that reminds me of YouTube. And I just love YouTube. I love creating content. My undergraduate study was actually in radio, TV, film. So not only does this remind me of YouTube, but the reason that this is so powerful is because it reminds me of my personal passions and my personal interest. So, TV, video production, film, writing is all a part of me. It's all a part of who I am. It's a part of what was packaged inside of me when I came into the world. And so I love that section. Down here, I move into a different section. If you see right here, it says together. And this section is all about my marriage and my family. Right here, it says this body is made for love. And I love this particular photo because I love her smile and I love the embrace with her and her child. It's so genuine. And what it reminds me of is that, and right next to great style, you see it goes right into this. It reminds me that my body is beautiful. No matter what size or how I dress it up, my body is beautiful. And it reminds me that my body carried and birthed three beautiful children. And no matter the things I do or what I see, my body is made for love. It reminds me of my children embracing me. And when my children press their heads into my bosom, if they fall, if they get hurt, if they're upset, or if they're just happy, the comfort that they have pressing their heads against my bosom and being wrapped into my embrace, and the comfort I feel embracing them. And it just reminds me to just take the time to say I love you and to hug and to spend loving quality time with my babies. So this body is made for love. It was made to bring my children into the world and be a place of comfort for them. Over here, this reminds me of date night and having fun with friends and dancing and having a good time. I really love that. That is so fun. Over here, I have, if you can see it, Sleep Pretty, to remind me to not just throw on the comfy pajamas, but make a conscious decision to sleep pretty. And of course, I have these luscious lips here against the bedroom sheets because I want to definitely enjoy the pleasures of increased intimacy in my relationship. I want to enjoy the pleasures of increased fun and exciting intimacy in my marriage relationship. Over here, I love these two photos. This is a photo of a family out enjoying the day, reminding me to get out and enjoy family time on a regular basis. And this reminds me to just have fun with my boys. I love this. It so reminds me of my boys because they like to make swords and different things, and just that smile, and it just reminds me to just have fun with them, even if we're not out doing anything, just at home to have fun. The last section is live healthy, and I love this illustration here because it reminds me of portions that I don't have to go overboard. Yeah, that just looks like healthy proportions. And I love this one too, dinner done. And I put that there because I love when I drop the boys off at school and I come home and I start my crock pot and dinner is done. Dinner is done. Instead of stressing about dinner, waiting to the last minute, dinner is done. And also, one of my specific goals is preparing meals that are good and comforting for my family. So that reminds me of that as well. And over here, I have no gut, nice butt. And I know no gut is negative. And so you typically wouldn't want to put that on your board, but for some reason, it just really stood out to me in a positive way to continue to press on to reach my weight loss goals and get my, well, I guess my fitness goals would be a better way to describe that. And the tennis shoes, lacing them up and just getting out there and being active. That is just reminds me of just being active and having lots of either going through lots of shoes or having different shoes for different activities. That's what that translates for me. And even with the food portions and the healthy eating, I still want to have great food. I want to enjoy my meals. So that was a walkthrough of my vision board. On the back side of the board, I do have my 11 categories where I have sort of an overview, like a big goal. And then beneath the big goal, I have my yearly goal, the things that I want to see happen this year, and some things that I can do to get there. So I have that on the back. And I also have a couple of other kind of random pictures, travel pictures, and things like that. But this is the main sort of focal point here of the vision board because these images actually excite me to continue to press forward in achieving those goals or meeting those intentions. So that is my 2017 vision board and sort of my thought process and how I went about putting it together. I hope that you have found this video to be valuable and inspiring in some way. That is my whole purpose for being here on Busy Being Mom, to inspire you to be happy, to live full and love life. So I hope that I have done that for you today. If so, and you're new and this is your first time, I definitely invite you to subscribe and become part of the Busy Being Mom family. Thank you so much for watching. Have a happy, blessed day. Be happy, live full, love life, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Feel gorgeous.